have. We got the speaker slips over there. Please sign one of those out and give it to Yesa Benson here, the secretary, and we'll take in whatever order you have. And so we'll get a roll call, please.
Commissioner Brittingham?
Here.
Commissioner Enciso? He appears to be absent for tonight's meeting. Commissioner Keith?
Here.
Vice Chair Newcomb?
Here.
And Chair Barron.
Here. Okay. And staff, we have Community Development Director Kelly Lucia. We have our Senior Planner Celine Sevilla, and then Assistant Attorney Reed. Right, we got Reed. We have Yesa Benson, our Secretary, and City Engineer Mike Thornton. Can we all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please? Ready? Begin. Allegiance to the flag, United States of America, to the republic which stands, one nation under God, indivisible, justice for all. Okay. Do we have any public comments?
I have none.
None. Okay. Not having any, and we'll go straight into our action minutes, approval of our action minutes. Get a motion for changes, corrections?
I'll make a motion to approve minutes.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Cool. Now for the public hearing. Opening the public hearing. It's so long, we'll have to remember all this stuff. And we'll open it up to staff presentation.
Right. Thank you, Chair Barron. Our Senior Planner, Celine Sevilla, will be taking care of the staff presentation for this item this evening.
Awesome.
Thank you, Chair Barron. Well, good evening, Commissioner and members of the public. Thank you for being here this evening. Tonight, we are holding a public hearing for a proposed development plan review and conditional use permit for the project known as Salonstra expansion. So for the project location, this project is located in the northeastern area of the city at 569 West County Line Road. This lot is currently developed and is approximately 0.28 acres in size. The structure on site is currently occupied by a beauty shop, which is Salonstra. They have been operating at this location since 2022. So to give a little bit of background, Salonstra is a beauty shop that offers cosmetology services such as haircuts, colors, and makeup. The project is surrounded by a mixture of commercial and residential uses. There is a car wash to the north in the city of Yucaipa. There is a plumbing service company to the east and some residential uses to the north and the west. This project site is zoned Downtown Village Commercial and is within the Downtown Business District. Tonight, the applicant is requesting approval of Major Development Plan Review 2401, and that is a proposal to construct a 1,134 square foot addition to the existing commercial building. And they are also requesting a conditional use permit to allow for a variety of personal services within the expansion. So for the site plan, again, the applicant is requesting approval to construct a 1,034 square foot addition. The addition will be in the rear of the property, and the addition will connect the two existing buildings, creating one total structure of approximately 2,254 square feet. The addition will include 5 salon suites. Each will have its own storage and unisex bathroom. So for the building design, the proposed addition is designed to face the public right-of-way as intended per the architecture of the downtown design guidelines. Again, the downtown business design guidelines vision is for commercial uses to create a pedestrian-oriented atmosphere consistent with traditional Southern California communities. The proposed design, as you see here, has satisfied said criteria and meets additional landscape requirements that the city imposed on the project. So for the CUP, for the personal services, the applicant is proposing to expand the beauty salon to offer additional services, which will include uses such as tanning salon, tattoo, body piercing, massage establishment, or any uses deemed similar by the planning department. Per Calimesa Municipal Code, personal services are a conditionally permitted use within the downtown village commercial zone. The project has been conditioned to meet all city, state, and federal regulations. Just so the commission is aware, the city of Calimesa has approved a total of 3 conditional use permits for personal services. 2 are for tattoo parlor shops, and 1 massage establishment. 2 of those approvals are right along County Line Road. So this will be the 4th personal services use approved for the city. So before I get into the recommendation, I do want to address the email sent by Commissioner Barron regarding the trash enclosure. So if I could go back to the site plan really quick. So Commissioner Barron raised the concern that the ADA parking was right in front of the trash enclosure, making it a challenge for the trash hauler, which is CRNR, to access the trash enclosure. However, we have looked into this and just wanted to touch further on that. So currently, the applicant does have a trash enclosure, but they are using residential bins to haul those to the street for the trash service company to drive by the sidewalk and pick them up. So the trash enclosure is a requirement per Cal Municipal Code that all commercial uses do have a trash enclosure, which is why they can't just demolish the existing without replacing a new one. And also, the ADA requirements do meet California Building Code requirements. So city has worked or received communication and correspondence from CRNR stating that they are okay with the location and okay with the applicant continuing the use of the residential bins as long as the city is okay with that. So just want to make sure I'm answering that. I can touch on that further during Q&A, and the applicant can also come. They aren't here, but via phone can answer any additional questions on that as well. But with that, I will move on to the recommendation. So staff is making the recommendation that the Planning Commission adopt an amended PC resolution. We did have to make some changes, which are before you this evening, and that will approve Major Development Plan Review 2401 for the proposed addition, and as well approve the conditional use permit for the establishment of the personal services uses. And we also ask that you find the project to be categorically exempt from the California Environmental Quality Act pursuant to guidelines 15301C and 15303. Following order of business, I am available for questions. Cami and Corey Ferguson, who are the applicants and owners and operators of Salon Strut, unfortunately are out of the country, but do have their reps here and can answer questions via phone, as well as Catherine, our assistant city attorney. And that concludes my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, with that, the applicant have anything they want to add? Awesome. Okay. Then we don't have any public testimony on this? Nothing? Cool. All right. So no rebuttal, and I'm going to close the public hearing and then bring it to the board. John, any questions, comments?
No, I really don't have anything.
Okay.
Wish them the best. It's tight corners, but
Yeah, I actually drove to the business the last couple of days. That parking space is tight. The whole driveway getting in. I was amazed when I saw the dumpster enclosure off to the side. But if they're only going to use regular cans, it makes sense they can drag them out. But there's no way a trash truck was going to make that corner. They'd be straight in. So I had an issue with that. They informed me that they are required to have a bike rack. for the salon. Never seen anybody ride a bike to get their hair done. I guess it could be done for kids. Most of their clients, I would say probably 90% are probably over 60. It seems kind of baffling to me, but I suggested, or I would suggest to them, then if they have to have one, I would stick it behind the electrical vault up front, because it's not in the way and it's not going to take another parking space away from you. I also had something else, as far as the island with the tree and the shrubbery, I'm guessing that's basically to block the car view from the front. I do know when I was there talking to some of the ladies in there, they were concerned about losing those 2 parking spaces. I'd also be a little concerned because now we're narrowing that entrance for the people to drive in there. Like I said, it's crazy enough seeing some of these older people on roundabouts, no offense people, but to have them go in there, I think it's going to be an accident waiting to happen. I don't know why they have to have that finger point. If you want something to block off, I would almost suggest that they do something with their sign on the side, up front, across from the electrical box, and they could do shrubbery or a tree there by the sidewalk to block the cars in the back. Okay. So that was one of my concerns about that. And the 6 trees themselves, I mean, their whole back is in that creek area. It is all tree lined. I don't see why shading the parking lot's doing anything for anybody. It seems like it's a bit excessive. It seems like a waste. I know it's cleaning air and everything else, but it just seems like an overkill to me. So I have a question on that. But those were the big 3 things that really stuck out to me.
If you'd like, I can briefly address some of those questions.
Sure.
So everything that you've brought up as concerns, they're all municipal code requirements. So every commercial establishment is required to have a minimum of 5 bicycle parking spaces. As the parking requirements go up, so do the bicycle parking stall requirements. So this is the lowest required stall amount, it's 5. All of our businesses that we've required have been able to incorporate them somewhere in the site, and it does help accommodate transportation methods other than just vehicle use. Hopefully folks in the community are able to utilize alternative means of transportation. They feel safe, utilizing their bicycles to get down the street to go to the tanning salon or get a tattoo. So that's a municipal code requirement, as are the landscape coverage requirements and the shading requirements for parking lots. So staff in doing their plan check was simply enforcing the municipal code as it's written.
Did they actually do a site visit?
I don't know, but I do know that all of the, for circulation purposes, engineering reviewed, landscape architect reviewed. We did have to make some allowances on certain development standards because it is a constrained site and we do recognize that. But the existing vegetation that's in the creek doesn't count for on-site landscape coverage purposes. But the landscape architect that we have on staff did work with them, and we did make some allowances for reduction of coverage to make sure that the parking was adequately accounted for, and also we got as close as we could to the landscape coverage requirements under the municipal code. So it's kind of a fine balance with these constrained sites. We've got to enforce the municipal code, but also recognize that the sites are constrained, and some of these are smaller in nature.
Okay, future reference, I would like to suggest that staff take a site visit for anything constrained because, like I said, I have serious concerns about it. So, and it seems like it could be done better, and we make exceptions all the time, so there ought to be ways to tweak it more. But like I said, if you're dead set taking away 2 parking spaces to put that finger out there, and landscaping, to me, that's more water they got to run. They now got to worry about trimming. Now you got to worry about debris from the trees falling. Everything. It just seems like we're stacking up on them. And it seems like they've been waiting pretty long for this procedure. My understanding is they're close to 2 years doing this, and I know we haven't been that busy lately, so I was a little shocked at that. I did suggest to the lady and the co-owner, I guess, to come here and she could ask for changes and everything else, but I was informed that she was at her son's birthday, 16th birthday or something. She's out of town, so she wouldn't be able to do it, but she'd be here via phone. So I told her I would write it down and at least make the voice heard.
Yeah, and I think she did, and maybe Celine can approach and touch on this, but to my knowledge, the site does meet the parking minimum, so I don't think they needed to request any sort of variance or modification for parking stalls, did they?
They did not need to request a variance, and an application for a variance was not brought to my attention. And yes, I did conduct a site visit, and we are, per municipal code, only allowed to allow a certain amount of reduction, and that is 10%. If they are going beyond that, it does need to come to the Planning Commission for a variance. If that was the situation, I would recommend a variance, but that was not part of our discussions for the development project.
Sounds like they were able to meet all of the development standards with the site design as presented, and no variance was needed or requested by the applicant.
I'm not sure if she was fully aware what she could ask for, but since I was not part of that discussion, I do not know. But like I said, I was surprised 2 years. It seems like they've been working on this for a while with staff, because that seems like a long turnaround for us. So is there a reason why we were that delayed? Was it their architect? Which I know my architect took a year for my house plans, so I know things happen, but can I ask why were we at this point for 2 years?
Celine, do you have any feedback on the turnaround time for resubmittals? I don't have that information.
So there was a transition of having different planners assigned to the project. It was sort of in the middle of plan check when we were, I want to say, understaffed. We had Kelly out for some time, but we did do our best to try to turn comments around within a reasonable time.
Okay, thank you.
Good. Cool. Mike?
No, I have no concerns. 1,000 square foot addition, seems like everything's covered. No.
All right.
Shit, so.
You're all good. And Celine, thank you very much. You answered my question. My only concern was the trash enclosure being behind the handicap spot. And I know the problems I went through mine with CR&R, and I'm like, did they sign off on this? But you're using the residential bins. Perfect. That makes everything work, because the project's a good project. I really do like it. So with that being said, I'm willing to make a motion that we adopt DPR 24-01 and CUP 2401 design review for the proposed 1,090 square foot addition to the beauty salon and a conditional use permit for the purpose of allowing personal services within the proposed addition located in the city's downtown village commercial zoning designation at 569 West County Line Road, Calamasa, APN 411-100-013. And the recommendation that the Planning Commission adopt PC Resolution 2026-02, the new revised edition, and the Development Plan Review DPR 2401 for proposed 1,090 square foot addition in the existing commercial beauty salon building, and a conditional use permit CUP 2401 for the establishment of personal services with the proposed addition for the project located at County Line Road, and find that the project categorically exempt from the California Environmental Quality Act, CEQA, and pursuant to CEQA guidelines 15301 and 15303. Can I get a second?
Second.
Got a second from John. All in favor? Aye. No nays? Pass. All right. Very good. So commissioner comments and reports. John?
No, I appreciate Celine's work and staff, pretty precise in a lot of things. It's good.
Mike?
Great presentation and all. I guess my only thing is, especially being a resident that has projects in the books and everything else, is if we can somehow adjust the timetable a little bit, because 2 years is way too excessive. And we're not doing our major projects right now, so But I do appreciate staff working with them, and I do appreciate you making a site visit, because like I said, that really got my head scratching. So thank you very much. That's all.
Awesome.
Thanks to staff, good luck.
Very good. Yeah, and thanks staff again, and thank you, Yesa, for helping me out with getting my stuff on Monday. That was cool. I was out of town. So with that, we will go to Community Development Director. I got a couple questions for you.
Thank you. Thank you. So I do have two updates for the community and for the commission. One is that the city is currently undertaking a strategic plan update. So available on our social media and on the city website now is live a community survey feedback form. So we'd like to hear from the commission and members of our community what you'd like to see and what important items you'd like to see prioritized in our strategic plan. So please check that out when you get a second. The second is that we have a new street sign design standard. And so our Public Works Department is swapping out the old for the new. And I guess we've made the old ones available for purchase, which is actually pretty cool. So if members of the community would like to purchase old street signs, they're available, Yesa, help me out, $35 a piece. And so please contact the Public Works Department for more information. I think I'm going to grab one for the office. I think it's so cool. So check that out. And that concludes my report.
All one for Evanuel.
So the strategic plan, I had my appointment 2 days ago.
Great.
It was interesting. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Have you guys had a chance to?
Yes.
Okay. It was good. Jacob Green?
Jacob Green and Associates, yeah.
It was good. It was a good conversation. Yeah.
Thank you for participating in that.
Well, I missed the email like 3 times, and so I felt bad. But anyway, I was able to.
I did mine last Monday.
How'd it
Oh,
go?
it was great.
Yeah,
It was great.
I
A lot of
liked it.
information.
It was really good. He's a planning commission guy too.
Yeah,
Yeah, you know.
We didn't get to do it last time, 2020, so
yeah. It's a
we
neat
didn't do it. So this was nice to be invited this time.
Good.
Yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed it.
So, anything else?
That concludes my report. Thank you.
Okay, now a question. There's a sign, I'm getting phone calls, there's a sign on the fence.
But I am so remiss for not mentioning these two items that I think you're bringing up. Okay, first is it the Flying J and pilot sign?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so
Sorry, Kelly, what's that?
I have seen a photograph circulating on social media. I believe it's across from the new Stater Brothers down at Cherry Valley. There's a sign up that says something to the effect of, do not enter construction site, and then at the bottom it says Flying J Pilot, which is a truck stop brand. I'm not sure where that came from. There's not a truck stop, a Flying J, or a Pilot being proposed or constructed in that area. So that's first things first. I spoke with the developer of the Summerwin Commons project today, and I asked him about that. He was also not aware of where that came from, and I said, do me a favor, take it down. So that should be coming off.
How big a sign is it?
It was a good size sign. Did you hear that, Susie? That's for you. That's our development director telling you directly, not me, because you won't listen to
Flying
me.
J, no Pilot. However, separate and apart from that sign, and I apologize for not mentioning this in my report, I should have, we did just release a notice of intent for the Sandalwood Travel Center and tentative parcel map 32815. So there is a travel center that has a truck stop component. It is not Flying J, it's not Pilot, it's separate, independent branding. But that is proposed at Sandalwood and 7th Street, which is immediately behind the Bob's Big Boy and Jack in the Box over off of the Sandalwood 7th Street area. So that environmental document is currently out for public review. You can find the link to the initial study mitigated negative declaration on the front page of our city website. It's also on our planning website. If anybody in the public wants to come inspect a hard copy version, you can do so at City Hall during regular business hours. I believe we also have a copy over at the library. So please take a look, review the project, submit your comments. The public comment period will run from February 6th, though it opened on Friday, and it will close on March the 9th. Separate and apart from the environmental review period, we'll be separately noticing a public hearing notice for a project review and consideration for approval that has not been calendared at this date. Right now, we're just in public review. So I hope that clears that up. Let me know if you have further questions. If any members of the public have any questions about Flying J or Pilot and/or the Sandalwood Travel Center, please contact me directly. My information is available on the city website, Kelly Lucia. Thank you.
Perfect.
And that is the gentleman who owns the Jack in the Box, right? I remember we were briefed on this like 2 years ago.
No, I'm sorry. It's not the gentleman that owns the Jack in the Box. What it is it's the same ownership team that actually owns the Circle K gas station on County Line and 7th Street, which is
Yeah.
here. So we've got a new,
There's 5 members that are in that group that are all components of that project. 2 of my friends own the property across the street where the ARCO station was going to go.
okay. So this is J&T Management. They own the RV fueling station and the Circle K. And then so that's the same group that's proposing the Sandalwood Travel Center.
Same thing. Yeah, would be, instead of Pilot and Flying J, I'd rather see a Love's. I've been
We
working on
don't know
trying to
what
get
the brand
Love's.
is though, right?
So this is a unique private branding. I believe what they are calling it, gosh, the owner might kick me under the table if you were here. I think it's called Oasis Travel Center is what they're wanting, but it's a small private branding. It's not a Love's or a Flying J or anything like that.
And it seems like a relatively small truck
But
stop.
it is relatively small. It's about 3 acres. And it is it has regular passenger vehicle fuel, so there's kind of two service stations being proposed. And the diesel fuel canopy is separate, and then they have EV charging stations, and it's actually only 19 stalls for the truck stop
Pretty
portion.
small.
And then they have CAT scales and whatnot. So please take a look at the environmental document. Again, we'll be having a public hearing to discuss the project at a later date that has not been scheduled at this time.
So we'll get to hear this?
Absolutely, you will. Yes, this will come to the planning commission at a later date. Right now, we're just in environmental
It's
review.
in the beginning stages.
Yeah, I
So-
read the thing. So is this a big thing for us? It seems to be.
I will let you make that determination on your own, but it is approximately 9 acres total, with 3 acres of that being proposed as the
I
travel
should
center.
rephrase my question, like, as far as the public's concerned, is this going to be a big thing in your opinion?
We have not received any public comment to date, and if we receive public comment, I'll forward that on to you.
I'm just curious what everybody's going to think about it.
Sure, and they are more than welcome to
It's
submit.
not a warehouse, that's true. It's not a car.
At least it's on the right side of the
Car wash
freeway.
too?
They do not have a car wash
Didn't seem
component.
like it
It's a
when I read it.
convenience store, diesel fuel pumps.
If you've been to up on the 210 freeway, up in Fontana Rialto area, there's a brand-new Pilot that they just built up there. Go up there, that's what you're going to see here.
And it is,
It's
again,
good.
not a pilot,
Huh?
not a pilot.
Not a Pilot.
Not a Pilot.
But the type of store, if you look at the type of store and everything, it's what it'll look like. So I've been to that one 100 times, so it's a small store, cars over here, trucks way over there.
If you go to the planning department website, there's a project folder there for Sandalwood Travel Center. The full plan set is available. You can take a look at the site plan, you can look at the elevations, you can look at the signage, you can look at the environmental document, and staff is always available to answer any questions that the commission or public may have on the project.
Okay, thanks, Colin.
That one's been on the books for a long time.
Has it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that, I'm not, how long?
Right after they did the grading, so we'll
Okay.
wait on that one, so.
Anything else, guys? Anything else? Y'all good? Okay, everything's good?
Let's see, a Bucky's coming down, but that ain't gonna happen, so.
Bucky's,
That's worse than Pilot. Okay,
They don't
thank
like
you all very much.
Thank you.
The meeting's over.
Bucky's is great, they kick the